So how many creators are there? So there are now 50 million content creators. 46.7 million are amateurs. We have to figure out what they call amateurs here.
Part-time. If you're a part-time content creator, you're an amateur. If you're full-time content, you're not generating income anywhere else, you're considered professional. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So we are some amateurs. I don't like this language signifier. You should have been like up and coming creators, established creators. That would have been
you
better
don't want to
wording.
label yourself as an amateur. Yeah,
I don't like the word amateur. Yeah. Okay. It also says here professional creators with under 2 million making content full time. So YouTube, of the 31 million channels on YouTube, 1 million creators have over 10,000 subscribers. That's an interesting stat. Instagram, 1 billion accounts. Only 500,000 of them have over 100,000 followers. And on Twitch, 3 million streamers. And look at those stats. It's interesting. So 3 million streamers, 300,000 of them have either a partner or affiliate SaaS. Okay. Yeah.
This is interesting. I mean, I find that, so if you're a professional content creator, you're far more likely to use YouTube. If you're an amateur content creator, you're far more likely to use Instagram. Now, what do you think that means when you transition between going from amateur to professional? Does that mean a sizable amount of these content creators are transitioning away from YouTube or just simply adding YouTube to their portfolio? What do you think that most content creators are doing these days?
Sorry, what do you mean by that? So you're saying
when you see the breakout, the difference here, YouTube is the far and away the preferred platform for professional content creators, right?
Oh, I see what you got. But
the amateurs prefer Instagram. So when someone's moving from an amateur content creator and trying to become full-time,
30 million amateur creators, which have between 50 to 100,000 followers on Instagram, versus on YouTube, there's 1 million creators with over 10,000 subscribers.
But it's half of the 2 million. You know what I mean? It's a larger percentage of the pie. A larger segment is using YouTube to generate their full-time income, whereas the amateurs are clearly favoring Instagram. Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like an age thing as well, where they're used to creating content in that format. It's also easier. There's a lot of creators just posting pictures. They're not like making videos and doing that sort of thing.
Which is a wider moat. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And when Instagram says they have 1 billion users, I bet you there's like not really 1 billion users. You know, like I think like, you know, the whole thing with like Twitter and fudging their numbers on active users and all that. I'm pretty sure that the same could be said for things like Instagram.
Yeah, we could probably say that about every platform. Yeah, there's gonna be fake accounts and bots and yeah.
Yeah. So, and also I think especially in the early days, to get to 50,000 followers on Instagram wasn't so difficult. If you had started, 5 years ago, it was a little bit easier. There was a little more hashtags, there's trending pages and all that kind of stuff. It was like kind of more discoverability and you should get promoted more in the, before on Instagram, you'd be able to go and look at everything that your friends like.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
And like there was other like discoverability stuff. And I remember looking at some of my old posts that got like tons more likes and comments because there's a bit more discoverability before in Instagram, whereas now it's a little bit more harder to find stuff.
So let's talk about this. Do you think, because obviously Instagram and Facebook they're all part of Meta, do you think Instagram is going to suffer just like Facebook has been suffering over the last couple of years? Because there is no organic growth on those platforms, both of them. But I feel like Facebook is probably ahead and Instagram is kind of apparently Reels are still really popular and really successful and really amazing.
I don't believe it. I think they're just putting out those stats.
I haven't experimented, but that's what I've been reading. Yeah.
I know, but I also think that TikTok is fudging numbers. Oh, I believe.
For sure. Because when they're counting a view is only 0.1 of a second and YouTube's view is 30 seconds, How are we able to compare apples and apples when a view is measured so drastically different, right?
And on top of that, when you get followers on TikTok, there's a lot of these like usernames that just say user with a bunch of numbers at the end.
Yeah.
I think that they're just fake accounts. That way you get a lot of followers on TikTok and you feel special and you keep creating content for TikTok. That's what I think. And so I don't believe any of these stats that come out of Instagram and TikTok and stuff. If I know somebody who says, I put up reels, I put a call to action, send them to my website, I got this many subscribers, I made this much money, then I'll be like, wow, cool, reels is where it's at.
Yeah,
like when
cool.
Instagram stories first started and then they had a swipe up, right? I know people who made some serious money with that, right? Because stories was being featured. People were clicking on the stories and there was like lots of data from marketers saying that was working for them, the swipe up, right? Yeah. Whereas with reels, like I don't like, even if you're getting views, right? It's like, is it real views? Like, what is it? Like, who cares? Right.
And then I think it was last year at Traffic and Conversion Summit. What's her name? She's a huge content creator, influencer. Anyway, she was arguing against the swipe up, even though she had access to the feature. It was almost like these features, like they blow up and they're super successful. And then they almost become, I don't know if the word is saturated or what, because even though she had like hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, she was teaching a whole system at Traffic and Conversion Summit that involves DMing your followers and not asking them to swipe up. And she had a whole rationale behind that too. And I was like, oh, interesting. Because I thought the same thing, that everyone's just going to, once that feature becomes unlocked to them, they're just going to use the swipe up feature.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely value in getting the DMs, but I don't know if there was a button that says click here and it like DMs them. I don't know.
No, she was paying a VA. She was paying VAs
just to DM people.
I mean,
that's two different things. There's no reason not to get, like, there's no downside to the swipe up, right? So it's like you could do swipe up, but then you also do the DM thing, right?
Yeah, and I'm racking my brain here trying to think of what the downside was. She did argue against it. I just can't remember why.